Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It's a damn fine day to talk about a book, and we are here today for the Beard Book Talk, episode 5. Basically, my weekly wrap up. I say that every time. I know it is what it is, but it is where I show you what I read, what I got, what I want to read. So, I got through some stuff last week, and also I got a bunch of books in the mail, and I went to Half Price Books and bought like 10 books, and got a King lot in the mail, and so I've got a lot to show you. I've got so many books stacked right here that you'll be seeing here in a few minutes. So, what did I read? I got through A Sliver of Darkness by C.J. Tudor. It's a short story collection. It's the first, I guess, time that I've read Tudor's short fiction. I've read 4 of her novels. I dug this book. A lot of dystopian, apocalyptic stuff. There are shorts out there on all these, and there's also a short book review out there. But I'll probably be doing a full, longer session here on this one too. But yeah, so I enjoyed this. Probably 3.5 stars, but I think it's my third favorite Tudor, like right in the middle behind the Burning Girls and the Chalk Man. So, and then I also got through Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King. I dug this book. There's a review out there for it. Also a short review. This one is 4 stars. Again, end of the world apocalypse. All the women go to sleep and are wrapped in this cocoon substance. And it's just kind of the standard King thing, like The Stand or Under the Dome, where people are pitted against each other. The cool thing about this one is that you don't really know. I mean, you kind of know because you kind of know who the main characters are, but neither side is necessarily wrong. They're all trying to figure out the best way to get their wives and daughters back, and on the other side of things, the wives and daughters have to go through the decision process of whether they want to come back to this man run world. But anyway, Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I am 100 pages into Broad Street Bastard by Chad Lutzke. Digging it. Now we'll talk about it. It is actually a prequel to another couple of books that he did, and he did them in reverse order. So um, the first one is The Same Deep Water as You, but it's actually the third one. I believe the middle one is Slow something about Riverside. Anyway, Slow something on the Riverside or something like that. But and that one was released second, and it's after this. This is like the prequel, supposedly. This is Broad Street Bastard, and I'll center around a character named Jex. But I'm enjoying it, and we'll talk about this when I get all the way done. My audio book after finishing Sleeping Beauties is a reread of Misery, and I'm about 100 pages through audio, but about 100 pages into this. And again, I'm trying to use audio to visit some new stuff, but mostly reread the King books that I haven't already done Beard on King episodes for. I mean, I'm going to do all of them, like even like The Stand. Like last year, I did Shining, Salem's Lot, did quite a few of them, of the older ones, but I'm going to do The Stand. I'm probably going to take another shot at the Dark Tower series through audio. So, but right now, working on Misery by Stephen King. And barely started, but this will be my next short story book for Shorts on Shorts, and it's 19 Claws and a Black Bird. And this is by Augustina Bazterrica, the author of Tender is the Flesh. So, what did I get? Let's start with this King lot. I got a King lot on eBay. Again, I have a Pango store. King sells well, so oftentimes I'll buy a lot if it's a good price, even if I don't need all the books in it. This one, again, I'm trying to put my King collection back together. I've owned all these books at different times in my life, and then dumped them, whatever. I've talked about this before, but so I'm trying to put my hardcover King collection back together. So if I see a lot at a good price, a lot of times I'll bid and wind up winning, even though I don't need all the books. This lot was 1, 2, 3, looks like 6 books, and so I got this copy of The Stand. Again, I don't need this because I've got the uncut, and I've got some other hardcover book clubs over there that I showed you last week. But I got this, and probably will be taking this to Pango. I got this copy of The Shining. Same situation, don't need it, so probably be taking this to Pango. Now, the ones that I did need are a hardcover copy of Needful Things. I got a hardcover copy of The Tommyknockers. Not going to go into this, but this was my first Stephen King read ever, and probably going to be doing this one on audio soon so I can refresh myself and talk about it. And I got a hardcover copy of Desperation. Those are really the only 3 books in the lot that I needed. But I also got a hardcover copy of Misery, and I believe this is actually the 3rd copy of this that I have right now. But my copy, let's see here, my copy was faded, so I think that this copy here will be the one I'm keeping. So this is the one I have, and then this is, oh yeah, look at that, look at the difference. So this one will probably be going on the shelf, and this one will probably be going away, but we'll see. And that's it for that King lot. I went to Half Price Books. I went to 2 different Half Price Books. Didn't find anything at the first one. The second one found quite a bit of stuff, but nothing like high dollar, nothing expensive. There was nothing I needed on the in the horror shelves, paperback or hardcover. Nothing in the collectible section that I often buy stuff from. But in the discount section, there were quite a few things. And back there, if it's any author I've heard of, any author I want to read, somebody that I might do like a big project on, like an Anne Rice or something, I often buy books that I already have because I don't know what I have. But a lot of these are stuff that I would have considered paying full price for, and got them for pretty cheap. So I got this one for $3. I think I had just seen this at Barnes & Noble the same day, and I wasn't going to get it there, but for $3 I jumped all over it. It is His Hideous Heart, edited by Dahlia Adler. It's 13 of Edgar Allan Poe's most unsettling tales reimagined. So got that. I got The Bottoms by Joe Lansdale in hardcover. Now, I think I have this, and I think I have a signed copy of it, and I kind of realized that later. But again, $2 for hardcover Lansdale. I've always wanted to read John Conley. I have not. My buddy Edward Norton loves him, loves the series. I'm drawing a blank on the series, the main character's name, but I don't know where this is in the series. I think I thought that this might be the first book in the series, and if anybody knows, just tell me. It'll save me some time. But this is Every Dead Thing by John Conley, and it's hardcover, so cool. I've never read Adrian McKenty, but he had a book called The Chain that I owned at one time. I don't think I do anymore, but I know he's thriller-ish, horror-ish type author. Anyway, $2. I picked up The Island by Adrian McKenty. So I've read this book. I didn't own this book in hardcover anymore, so I paid $3 for a copy of Becoming by Michelle Obama. I got Merrick by Anne Rice in hardcover. This is one that I might already own, but don't know. I got Pieces by Helen Oyeyemi. This one I swear I've heard of the author. I think I've owned a book by her. I've not read, but again, it was $2, and so I grabbed this. And I will be, okay, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. I have not read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I don't think so, unless I read it in high school and I've forgotten, but I don't think I've read it. And every year I'm like, I'm going to read Frankenstein. And every year I'm like, I'm going to read it in the month of October. And then October comes and goes and I don't read it. But I have my eyes on like a little leather-bound copy at Barnes & Noble, just one of those, Barnes & Noble editions. I was like, hey, because I often try to give my wife ideas of stuff to buy me. But anyway, I was like, hey, when Father's Day comes around, I wouldn't mind to have those two copies of Frankenstein and Dracula, because I've read Dracula, but I don't have a good copy of it, so on and so forth. Anyway, but then I got this one, kind of leather bound, kind of, or feels kind of leather bound. I don't know. Anyway, this one was like $4, and I grabbed this, and then I got one more Joe Lansdale, Edge of Darkwater, again for $2 in hardcover. So cool. I did a couple of those, or at least one of those buy three. Yeah, I did a couple of those buy three get one free things on eBay. Some of the books came without dust jackets, and I just kind of threw them away. But I needed a copy of Everything's Eventual. Got that. I thought I needed a copy of Revival, but I didn't. But anyway, I got a copy of Revival, and then this was just a whim buy to kind of fill out the order. When We Were Animals by Joshua Gaylord. I'm interested in this. If you know anything about that book, if you've heard of it, if you've heard that it's a good read or whatever, let me know. And then on Pango, I got a copy of Under the Dome. I looked on eBay, couldn't really find any of these like cheap. I think I found a better deal on Pango, and I was I knew the exact condition of it from Pango, so I picked that up there to add to the King shelves. And then I ordered some books off of eBay and Pango. I also got this from Pango again. I called this my favorite book of all time at one point, and it might still be, but I didn't own a hardcover anymore, and I wanted to for the shelf, so I got a copy of Betty by Tiffany McDaniel, Book of the Month Club. I wish it wasn't, but it is what it is, and I got that on Pango. And then some books that I just kind of straight ordered off of eBay, bought off of eBay. I'm doing my Ira Levin read through, so I am completely caught up there on the books I needed. I got A Kiss Before Dying by Ira Levin. I got This Perfect Day by Ira Levin. And I got The Boys from Brazil by Ira Levin. I'll be getting into one of those next, one of those this week, but I'm probably going to save this one for last. It's the thickest of the bunch. But yeah, I bought a copy of The Exorcist, one of my favorite horror books of all time. I didn't own a hardcover copy anymore. I used to, and it's not here yet, but I've never read Legion, the follow-up to The Exorcist, and I'm probably going to reread The Exorcist, or at least get it, collect my thoughts, and talk about it, and then get into Legion. But yeah, and then a couple other of so I got a couple other of those buy three or buy four get one free orders on eBay. Again, the condition varies on those, so I've only got 5 books here to show you because I got a copy of the Tommy Knockers. Again, I didn't mean to double buy, and it came without a dust jacket, so I just tossed it. But anyway, I got a copy of McCammon's Boy's Life, one of my favorites, but I didn't currently own a copy. Got a copy of Doomed by Palahniuk. Trying to put my Palahniuk collection back together. I've read this book. Don't remember a ton about it, I'll be honest with you. What my relationship with Palahniuk is that I love Fight Club. I liked a couple of the other books, and the rest I'm kind of, but I was drinking a lot when I was reading heavy Palahniuk, so I don't know. But anyway, Doomed by Palahniuk. Just needed a copy of this for the shelves because it's one of my favorites. The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Not great condition, but I'll hold on to it till I find something better. Same thing with this one. Now, not one of my favorites. I don't dislike the book, but it's not in my top 10 or whatever. But I needed a copy of American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis for the shelves. Got that. And then same thing here. Read this book, didn't have a copy. I really like this book. I don't know where it ranks, but anyway, got a copy of The Ruins by Scott Smith in hardcover. So that's it for everything I got. What am I going to read? I told you Misery. I will probably finish Misery this week, I would think. Going to take a chunk out of 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Augustina Bazterrica, and I'm reading Broad Street Bastard by Chad Lutzke. And when I finish that, I am probably going to immediately go into one of these. I don't know. If you think, talking to you, Mudge, if you get this far, Expendable Mudge, I feel like you've read all these. If you have a suggestion on which one I should read first, give me a shout out. So, anyway, this has been Well Red Beard. This has been my book talk. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, all of them, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.